Hello witches, I am High Priestess Autumn Phoenix. Thank you for joining me here live either on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube for this part 2 of witch tips. Yesterday I broadcast 3 bad witch tips. Today I am broadcasting 3 good witch tips. So if you have not already done so, go back and watch yesterday's broadcast either on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, and share those broadcasts, including this one, with a witch or 2 or 3 that needs to know bad tips about witchcraft, and today good tips about witchcraft. Okay, because there is a lot of misinformation out there about witchcraft. And there's also a lot of good information about witchcraft. Some bad information about witchcraft makes no sense. Some good information about witchcraft may not make sense to you, but it's actually going to help you be a witch that has real significant and permanently positive change, which is the only definition of witchcraft. Witchcraft is working with the energy found in nature to bring about real, significant, and permanently positive change through the witch's real-world actions after he or she has cast a spell, ritual, hex, or curse. So let's get right into these 3 good witch tips that I have written down. The first one is always cleanse the tools that you buy. Always cleanse the tools that you buy. May you buy it at a physical witch shop or online, or if somebody gives it to you, you must cleanse those tools before you use them, because you do not know the energy that is on them. And you want the energy that you put on it before you do witchcraft to be pure, to be totally your own energy. When you get a tool from the store or online, or if somebody gives it to you as a gift, you must cleanse it. I know some witches, especially new witches, get really excited about getting a tool, a crystal, a candle, incense. You have to cleanse it. You must cleanse it. You do not use it right out of the package, right out of the box. You do not do that, because you don't know what energy is attached to it. And you want that energy to be pure. You want that energy to be just yours, nobody else's. You don't know the mood of the person who made that incense, that candle, those herbs, those crystals. You don't know the energy of that person or persons. You don't know. You have to cleanse your tools if you buy them. This is why I encourage witches to make their own tools, to make their own candles, to make their own herbs. This is why I encourage witches to make their own tools, so that it is absolutely your own energy going into it and nobody else's. But if you don't know how to make your own tools, then you have no choice but to buy them. But you must cleanse them before you use them. Never, ever, ever use a tool right away. You have to cleanse it. There are several ways that you can cleanse that tool, either by putting it in a bowl of salt overnight, letting it sit directly in sunlight or moonlight, passing it through the smoke of an incense or sage or palo santo or your favorite herb. But you have to cleanse it. And let me say this also. Some crystals cannot sit in direct sunlight. Amethyst cannot sit in direct sunlight. The color will fade. But all crystals can sit in direct moonlight. All your tools can sit directly in moonlight. You have to properly cleanse it in a river, an ocean, a lake, one of the elements: earth, air, fire, or water. Because the 5th element, you, is spirit. You are the fifth element. Let me just say that. There are 5 elements: earth, air, water, fire, and spirit. You are the spirit. The spirit is not in the sky. The spirit is actually you. Because humans, may you be a witch or not, are spiritual beings. All right? Let me just say that. Because there's a lot of confusion about the fifth element being a god or goddess. No, it's you. It's you. So let me just go back on topic now about cleansing your magical tools before you use them, if you buy them. And of course, if you take the time, you can learn how to make your own tools. When you make your own tools, you are putting your own energy, your own power into them. You are actually giving those tools, strength to work better. You actually are. You actually are giving your tools a lot more power if you make them yourself. But you must always cleanse your tools before you use them. It doesn't matter what the tool is. And more importantly, it doesn't even matter who gave it to you. If a friend gave it to you. If your grandmother who taught you witchcraft gave it to you. If I gave it to you. No, it doesn't matter who gave it to you. You still have to cleanse it. Oh, well, this is my grandmother. Oh, I trust this high priestess. No. You want it to be pure. You want it to just be your energy. Just your energy. Not the energy from your grandmother or your best friend or a high priestess or a high priest. No. Just your energy. If you buy your magical tools, you must cleanse them. Do not use them immediately out of the packaging. You must cleanse your magical tools if you buy them. That's a big one for me. And if you take the time to learn, make your own tools. Make your own tools. Have the patience, find the patience, ask your chosen God or goddess to give you the patience to learn how to make your own tools. But you must cleanse your tools if you buy them before you use them in witchcraft. So that was number 1. Number 2 good witch tip is this is kind of controversial. Know the difference between a natural and a supernatural. Everything bad that happens to you is not supernatural. Everything bad that happens to you is not because you have been hexed or cursed. Some things just are. So if you find yourself being sick, being not able to get out of bed, having no motivation, that could be a real life issue, not a supernatural issue. Meaning that there is no witch or high priestess or high priest out there that put a curse or hex on you. You are just sick because you just have the cold, the flu. You just need medical help. It's not supernatural. Not everything is supernatural. Not every creak. Not every banging noise. Not every voice you hear is supernatural. Sometimes it is completely natural. If you are hearing voices telling you to be violent, to kill people, that is mental illness. Because your intuition, your chosen God or goddess would never tell you to kill people or to kill yourself. That is mental illness. You need a doctor. Some things are natural, completely natural, not supernatural. It becomes supernatural when the doctor can't figure out what's wrong with you. It becomes supernatural when the medicine is not working. It becomes supernatural when you are actively planning blueprints to hurt large amounts of people in one setting. Not everything is supernatural. Some things are completely natural. A lot of witches, especially new witches, think that if they hear something, if they see something falling down in their house, or they hear a bang, or they hear a moaning sound, or they hear a clanking sound, or they hear chains rattling, that it must be supernatural. No, it's not. And one big way that you know that it's not supernatural is your chosen God, goddess, or ancestor will tell you, no, that's just natural. That's not supernatural. And your intuition will tell you also. Not everything that happens in a witch's life is supernatural. Sometimes it's completely natural. Not everything that happens in your life as a witch will be supernatural. Sometimes it is completely natural. Sometimes you just need to ask for help in the mundane world. That's it. That's it. Not everything is supernatural. Don't go looking for a supernatural answer when the natural answer is right in front of you. So that's number 2. And finally, number 3 is keep a magical journal. Keep a magical journal. Not journey. Well, I guess it is kind of a journey. But number 3 is keep a magical journal. Write down the spells, rituals, hexes, and curses that you have done, so that if anything goes wrong, you can go back to that book and figure it out. Take the spell, ritual, hex, or curse apart and see where you went wrong. So yes, keep a magical journal. Write everything down. Don't throw anything away. Keep it in your grimoire, your book of shadows, or an SD card, or a floppy disk, something. But don't just write it down on a loose leaf piece of paper or a napkin and just toss it to the side. No. Write down every one of your magical workings so that if it goes wrong or if it goes right, you have something to refer back to. Especially if your spell goes right. So you know what you have to keep doing to make all your spells go right going forward. So keep a magical journal. Write down everything. The good, the bad, the ugly, everything that happens. Everything you have done with that spell, ritual, hex, or curse. Write it down. Don't leave anything out because you might be embarrassed that someone might find it. Nobody should have to find it. Put it up somewhere. If you have a safety deposit box in the bank, put it in there. Put it in a safe with a key, with a lock. But you have to keep a magical journal of everything you have done so that you have something to refer back to. If your spell works or not, you need to have a magical journal. Do not write it on pieces of loose leaf paper or a napkin and toss it to the side. You will lose it. Or worse yet, somebody might find it. Someone you don't want to find it might find it. Oh, because how are you going to explain that? How are you going to explain your spell work to somebody who has no idea that you are a witch? How are you going to explain that? You cannot. Keep a magical journal. So those are my 3 good witch tips. Let me just review very quickly what they are. Number 1, always cleanse your magical tools if you buy them from a store. Number 2, not everything that happens to you is supernatural. Sometimes it is completely natural. And number 3, keep a magical journal to track how your spell performs so that you have something to refer back to if that spell works, don't work, or don't work as good or work as bad as you hope, it would not be as bad. So these are my 3 witch tips. Good witch tips. Once again, my name is High Priestess Ortophenis, who is anointed and appointed by the Queen of Witches Hecate to be a voice for witches who have ears to hear and hands to receive Hecate's best. If you have not already done so, share this broadcast with a witch or 2 or 3, and be sure to refer to them to part 1 that I broadcast live yesterday. And I will speak to you witches next time. Bye, everyone.